What's going on, everybody? Chill and Talk, my audio show. Haven't did one of these in a while. Wanted to get some things off my mind, off my chest. So if you've been following me on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it, I've been talking about the Analogue Pocket. Now, the Analogue Pocket, I've been following it since the beginning. I own every system, especially all these retro systems, all these, like the Evercade, the Panic Playdate and all that. And I've been huge into the Analogue Pocket. My friend has one. A cousin of mine has one. I've used it. I put a lot of time into it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get one. And then, it hit me and I said, wow. It's so incredibly hard to get. But it's not even that. There's no communication from Analogue, There's no heads up about when these systems are going to come back in stock. You go on their website. They actually have a clickbaity site because it says, in stock. And then when you click on it, it says out of stock. Strange. And there's been no word. And it's like, I understand, okay, small company. But look at all these other companies. Look at Panic. Look at Blaze from Evercade. At least give us information. I kid you not, okay? Now, first off, this is a great company as far as build quality, as far as people loving their system. That's why I want to get my hands on one of my own. I have a lot of Game Boy games. I have a lot of Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced. I just came across my Game Gear collection. You could buy the little inserts. You could get a dock. You could get all these accessories. They put these special colors out, and I'm thinking to myself, dude, try to get your regular white and black system out before you mess around with all these other, and everything's limited. But here's what gets me. There's no bot protection. There's no limit. There's no limit either. There is, but there's, limit 2. So that doesn't really help. Then you go on eBay, and it's scalper heaven. So you say to yourself, here's who's getting them all. $400, $500. Just the other week or two, I finally settled, and I said, you know what? I'm going to make a cap for myself, and I'm not going to go over this. And I said, I'll spend $330. And then I'm saying to myself, you know what? Fuck that, because that's money, because it's regular, $220. That's money I could be spending on accessories. I could put that towards a dock. I could get the cartridge inserts. I'm not going to do that. To line their pockets, the scalpers. Analogue doesn't care because a sale's a sale to them. So that upsets me a little bit. So the whole PR, the whole business part of it, I don't like. This is no joke. Now, to prove it, I could prove this. Go on and look at the dates of the comments of the tweets I put out. I would say around 3 days after. No, 2 days after. I'm on their website and I'm refreshing. And all of a sudden it says April 5th, 8 a.m. I'm like, what's that mean? Then I look up Retro News. Lo and behold, they announced a restock. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. What's the coincidence of that, right? So, sure enough, I'm in, my clique and all, and I'm talking with my buddies on the forums, and they're like, yeah, Yeah, first time in a while. Analogue's gonna do they're gonna do I guess the dock, the inserts, the cartridges, the case, and the black and the white console. I'm like, whoa. So it's 8 a.m. PST, so it's 11 Eastern time here in Jersey. So I'm psyched. I'm like hyped. I'm like, wow, I wonder if I could do this, you know? All right, here's a story. So you think, wow, that's crazy, right? How could it get any crazier than that in Sean's life? You're in for a fucking shock, literally. April 5th comes. 10 o'clock, I set my alarm to be around the house to get ready for 11 o'clock. So I'm out and about, or at least have my phone on me with my credit card information. Because I didn't have a account. So I said, well, I'm going to probably have to do all that and put my credit card information in. And I have experience with this because of the PlayStation 5, when that was hard to get, and the Series X and all that, and the OLED Switch and the Steam Deck. So I said, I'm going to fucking tackle this head on. So I'm going to be ready. So like 10:59, I'm going to be hitting that refresh button, and I'm going to, as they say, secure the bag, right? As Jake Randall would say, secure the bag. So 10:20, I'm mopping the floor. I got my computer on my desktop. I'm mopping the floor. I'm doing my house cleaning. I'm like, yeah, I'll do some house cleaning. I'll take care of the pets. Jasper's running around. Mario's upstairs. I got Bowser out in his outside cage. My tortoise. Tucker, the little chihuahua we're taking care of, he's running around. I'm mopping the floor, doing some house cleaning, and all of a sudden, I fall to the ground. I don't know how to explain this to you, but my house is shaking. Okay? Stuff is coming off the walls. Now, my first reaction is, I'm having a nightmare. I'm in a dream. But that quickly fades away. Reality sets in. I said, you know what? My furnace is blowing. First thing that came to my head. Because we were just talking about furnaces, me and my uncle, like a couple days ago. I said, the first thing I got to do is get my pets and run out of the fucking house. I'm talking, it was so loud. The vibration was unfucking real. Now, this is a big house. Now, I'm in the apartment section. Now, the ground shook. Okay? I know what the fuck I heard. I know what the fuck I felt. So, when I run into the furnace, I see nothing happen. There's nothing wrong. Matter of fact, everything is running correctly. So it hit me. I said, it's not my house. So first thing I said was, okay, I'm not going nuts. The town had to hear that. So I have an app on my phone that is local to our area. Well, it's local to everybody's area, but you type in your zip code and it tells you about information. Say like, a fucking somebody's furnace, or somebody is blowing fireworks off, or somebody ran into a pole, or somebody's house is on fire. It's going to be on there, and the community can go on and see what's going on. If somebody's Ring doorbell went off and there's a robber in the house, or a theft. So I get on there. Sure enough, within the first second, what the hell was that? A neighbor down the street said. Then I see it across another town. Somebody's texting. What the hell did my house just shake? Now, this is like 2 towns away. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, maybe we're at war. Maybe there's a fucking army or fucking jets are flying by or something. I don't know what the hell's going on. Long story short, we had a fucking earthquake here in Jersey. Well, actually, I guess technically in New York, but I'm right on the border. From what I'm to understand, it's like world news now. It's like the nastiest one we had since like 1758 or something. It was 4.8 on the Richter scale, which is pretty. I mean, I'm in Jersey. I was calling my friends in California and like they fucking couldn't believe it. And that first initial shock was like, because I ain't used to that shit. I'm born and raised in Jersey. I've never left Jersey. I mean, I've never been to the West. I couldn't fucking believe what was happening. Well, lo and behold, that fucking happened. My parents are away, of course. So I'm calling them, telling them everything, and they're like flipping the fuck out. My mother's like over dramatic as it is. So she's having like a nervous breakdown. My father's trying to calm her down. She puts the news on. She sees everything happening. With the epicenter and all. And New York and Manhattan and all. And everybody's reporting it now. And our governor made a big speech. Our bonehead governor. So shit hit the fan. All while the fucking clock is ticking, I'm dealing with a fucking earthquake, and the fucking Analogue Pocket's coming out. Well, after all that settled, we found out what's going on. The fucking end of the world, right? I figure, well, before the end of the world, let me go get my Analogue Pocket. Before the house fucking caves in and turns into fucking 2 pieces, right? So I go on and I get in the queue. I keep refreshing. Well, I get in and I get to the checkout and they says, well, it's still available, blah, blah, blah. What happens is I get to the checkout and there's a whole bullshit thing about a fucking CAPTCHA. I got to draw a square around a cat. That don't work. So then I get logged back out. Lo and behold, I finally get back in. I'm right at the end of the checkout, right? I'm right at the end of the checkout. I'm getting out and my payment information is declined. But I guess it's apparently it's a big fucking thing with Analogue. It's like a big problem with them. So I said, you know what? I'm still in line. I'm not going to refresh. So I wait like 5 minutes. Then I hit the back button and I hit the forward button. Whatever the fuck happened, I checked out and I got an order confirmation. So I got the Analogue Pocket. The earth is the earth is crumbling. There's a fucking next is a volcano. Next is a fucking tornado. But I got the Analogue Pocket, so I wanted to share that crazy fucked up story. I'll be able to tell my kids, well, you know, in my next life, I mean, I'm almost fucking 50 before you know it. I got the Analogue Pocket. I had to grab a hold of something because the ground was shaking. And so what I did was I went back and I got the hard case, the acrylic case. I got the memory card, the SD card. I got the, what do you call it? The screen protectors, the tempered glass. And today I'm going to try to get on and see if there's any left of the Game Gear inserts cartridges, because I just found a whole mess of them. And I called a buddy of mine up at a retro store, and he says, yeah, we got a lot of Game Gear in. So I want to go, now that I got the Analogue Pocket, I want to go in and pick and see what I got, what I can get, because I got an old Game Gear and an old Game Boy and an old Game Boy Advanced. So now with the Analogue Pocket, it kind of revives the library, you know? And plus I'm getting, from Matt Pinella, I'm getting the updater to get the cores, to get the ROMs. So this thing is going to be a beast. I'm going to get the dock. I'm going to have a whole fucking retro setup. I'm going to actually make a retro area just for the retro set. I got the Miu Mini. I got my Steam Deck with like 10,000 ROMs, and then all the original hardware, of course, in my game room. So I'm set. But I want to share that. I thought that was a crazy story. Until next time, chill and talk with Sean. That was the farthest thing from chill. Take care, guys.